This is my stencil painting of my hand with the heart shape in it. And now I want to add some words and details with collaging paper. So I'm going to set that aside, and I have this word love written that I'm going to cut and glue to my painting. So to help with cutting, I got to remember some things. Thumb on top, chop, chop, chop. So keep your thumb up and move your paper more than you move your scissors. So I like to keep my scissors in front of me with my thumb on top. And I also want to cut it as much as I can in big chunks. So notice I cut out each individual letter, and then I'm going to cut the details around the letter. And I can continue to cut chunks at a time, so I can make this straight line. Straight cuts are always easier than having to twist and turn. And then I can turn this into a straight cut, and this. So I'm cutting the line I need. I need to get all of the white lines cut. But by spinning the paper and keeping my scissors straight, I'm making this easier. I can cut to there, and I could get in here and turn, but what is even easier is to turn the paper and not my scissors, and now cut this way. I've got my O. With the O, thumb on top, chop, 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 I'm using my other hand to turn the paper. My scissors are staying straight, my paper is turning. This is much easier than twisting your wrist all over the place, because you can kind of get things on top of each other and twist it around. Now, the inside of here, that's a little tricky. But if I fold this in half, I have a little piece of white on both sides. So instead of it being an oval to cut out, I can fold it in half and cut one semi-oval, which means half of an oval. I'm going to cut around, and then when I open it, got the hole to my O. My V I can turn into a lot of straight cuts also. So thumb on top, chop, 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 cut that line, turn the paper, 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 cut there, and there's my V. And my last one, same thing, thumb on top, chop, 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 scissors are staying straight. I'm turning the paper. Got some tricky spaces in here, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to cut as many straight lines as possible. To get in here, I can kind of fold these up or down. I'm gonna fold that one down so I can get this spot. And right here, I can fold it and turn it and snip it. Slow and careful. Same thing here. The other option is to get in here, turning my paper again. My scissors are mostly staying straight. So your E is probably going to be the trickiest letter to cut, so go nice and slow with the E. Now I have the whole word, and I can bring my painting back in front of me and decide how I want to lay this out. I don't think I want to cover my heart, because I worked hard to make a stencil with a heart in it. So maybe I want to put the word up here. Maybe I want to put it down here. You get to make the decision. You want to make sure it still reads as love. So if I put these two here and these two here, the viewer is going to read v low, because we read top to bottom and then left to right. So that is a little confusing. So I would probably want to bring these down here. It's okay to stagger them a little. Could probably move them like this and it still reads like love. I could also put these two up here and these two down here, and it still reads like love. It's not super smooth. My choice would be something where they're almost in line, but you're the artist and you can choose. I would suggest not covering your heart if it turned out well, and trying to keep them somewhat in line. So once you make a decision about the word love, you can decide if that's the only thing you want on your paper, or if maybe you want to add any other shapes out of black paper. So you could take extra black paper and fold part of it in half. So I folded this over so I have my seam here. Remember, if I draw something on the seam and cut it out, when I open it up, you'll have double. So if I do a half of a heart on the seam, this only works if I do it on the seam. The seam is where it folds and would open. See, so it's half of a heart and it's folded. So now if I cut this line, I'm gonna have a heart. So thumb on top, keep my scissors straight. I'm gonna chop all the way through to make it easier. Turn it, chop some more on that line as I twist the paper. And then when I open it, I have a heart. So maybe it would be fun to decorate with some hearts. Maybe you want to decorate with other shapes. You don't want to completely cover your hands because we worked hard for those hands. It was a lot of steps. So you can decide what you want to cut and put on your paper. Even with little pieces of paper, you can make a heart. So anywhere that you can fold it in half, and then draw on it, you'll be able to cut it and open it and have a little heart. All right, so once you decide where you want everything, maybe I just want that. You're gonna do tiny dots of glue. So I know this glue is open now. I twisted it and there's a space here. Closed, no space, open. I've got to make sure I turn them around. So if I put the glue here and turned it this way, it would be backwards. So I gotta get the glue on the back side. I'm using my pinchers and doing tiny dots. Remember my pinchers, 2 fingers over here, 1 here. Lay it, press it. And then this one is the same either way, so it doesn't really matter where I do the glue. Tiny dots, lay it, press it. And so you're gonna do that with all of your pieces. If any glue comes out the side, that means you used too much glue. So you're gonna be really careful with glue. And when you're done, you're gonna twist it closed so there's no space. All right, have fun collaging onto your painting.